The first speaker is Jean-Christophe Zayatou, or Jean-Christophe Gély and Gabriel Crétin from Bigger Lab at INSERM and Paris Diderot University. The talk is entitled The Flexible Protein Structural Alignment for Non-Trivial Comparisons. You can start.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the scientific committee for giving us the opportunity to present our work. I will give the first part of this talk and Gabriel Crétin will give the second part. We will present Icarus, which is a new method for flexible protein structural alignment for non-trivial comparison. First of all, some reminder about structural alignment. Structural alignment is a fundamental task in computational molecular biology. Structural alignment attempts to establish structural similarity between two protein structures based on a three-dimensional conformation. Here you can see two oxidoreductases of different functions which are from two different species. Structural alignment relies on simple least square fitting algorithm in which the optimal rotation and translation are found by minimizing the distance among all the structures in the superposition. The output of structural alignment are a superposition of the atomic coordinate of each protein structure, as you can see here for the oxidoreductase family. The objective function of the structural alignment used are classically the root mean square deviations, or RMSD, and the TM score, whose formula is displayed here. The TM score of two aligned structures indicates their divergence from one to another. TM score has a value between 1 and 0, where 1 indicates a perfect match between the two structures, and value at about 0.5 indicate that structure shares the same faults. So, good structural alignment can help to protein evolution analysis, structure-based protein function annotation, protein design and engineering, protein fold classification, protein structure modeling, drug design, and so on. But there is some problem with classical structural alignment. Example in the case of conformational variability. Here you have two structures of calmodulin, and here you have a special hinge. And in this case, it is difficult to align, and you obtain, for example, in this case, when you use a TM align, a TM score of 0.44. So it is the case also for the circular permutation events. You can see here that despite visually a good alignment, you obtain a low TM score of near 0.5. It is because you have a circular permutation between these two concanavalin proteins. And here we see that the subdomain is moved to the C-terminus of the proteins. You have also the case of insertion and deletion. See, you have two examples of proteins. And you see that the TM score is relatively low, and it is because you have an insertion or a deletion. For example, in this case, the protein here lost is free subdomain, and so this case it's very difficult to align. So there is some solutions that have been proposed. Some of one is FATCAT, is a well-known method for flexible structural alignments. So the structural alignment in the case of FATCAT is formulated as an IFP problems. So as the idea is to optimize the alignment and minimize the number of rigid body movement, twist around pivot points, hinge. But so you can see that for this example of calmodulin, that FATCAT align them correctly. But there is still some problems. And FATCAT is, for example, enabled to detect some circular permutation, and for this case, for example, of concanavalin. So we propose a new strategy for protein structural alignments, what which we call Icarus for flexible structure alignment based on protein units. So the basic principle is as follows. The first step is to identify relevant regions using a protein peeling algorithm, and we identify these rigid body regions as protein units. So the second step is to align protein units non-sequentially and try to find the better alignment. So the first step is to identify relevant rigid regions. So we use a protein peeling algorithm which published some years before. So the aim is to identify these compact regions, and the principle is a hierarchical segmentation of protein structure into protein units, and it is based on contact probability map. So the first step is to translate the conformation of the proteins into a probability contact matrix of carbon alpha. And after that, the idea of the algorithm is to identify protein units accordingly to these two criteria. We select the protein units which we have the higher number of contact inside them and the low number of contact with over PU. You can see here that's 2 PU. You have a low number of contact here in C and a high number of contact in A and B. So here it's the principle of the algorithm, which I will not detail the algorithm, but just illustrate the whole process. So here you start from the whole structure, and we recursively divide this structure into smaller regions, which we call protein units. And so you progress until the end. At the end, we obtain a dissecting tree. And each level, we identify protein units of different size. So the idea is just after that to iteratively align protein units. So basically, we start with the carry protein. We divide it into 3 PU. And after that, we align all the PU. We start from the first PU, what we align to the target. We can also start from the second PU and the third PU. And after that, we continue to align the different protein units iteratively. And we progress along the tree and the different branch. We obtain at the end a team score of the full alignments. And we just choose the alignment with the better team score. Well, now I let Gabriel speak and present the rest of the talk.
So the process of iterative alignment that Jean-Christophe just presented to you can be very time-consuming for high levels of segmentation. It represents a complexity of big O factorial. Therefore, we implemented the branch and bound optimization in the algorithm in order to avoid exploring all the possible solutions in every branch, especially in case that a similar solution have already been encountered. In this example here, Icarus already explored a branch and aligned 3 protein units. On the second branch, he tries another solution and aligns the third protein unit at the same place as he did on the previous branch. The algorithm checks aligned positions, and according to a threshold of overlapping positions, he decides that the solutions are similar, and he prunes the branch. This allows to gain computational time, especially in cases of deep explorations. Here we present an output example of Icarus, for each protein unit, we give its individual alignment to the matching regions on the target. And in the following full alignment, we show the textual alignment of all the protein units against their matching regions on the target, according to the distance measured between the amino acids. We also give the corresponding PDB structure, on which we can see that only Icarus, on the left, you can see that only Icarus was able to align correctly the alpha hex thanks to the protein unit represented in magenta, whereas FATCAT completely misaligned this region. We evaluated our method on the RIPC dataset, which contains 40 protein domain pairs with very difficult structural relations, including repetitions, large indels, circular permutations, and conformational variability. Each domain pair is assigned a letter, which indicates the class of the problem the pair belongs to. And here are the global results we obtained. We represented here all the TM scores obtained by every method we compared to, that is TM-Align, DEDAL, FT-Align, and FATCAT, sorry. We performed Wilcoxon paired signed ranked tests between each method, and they were all significant, meaning that Icarus is significantly better and outperforms all the methods on the RIPC dataset. For more detailed results, I presented here the results, the TM scores obtained by FATCAT, TM-Align, and Icarus on the conformational variability pairs, on the circular permutation pairs, on the circular permutation and insertion pairs, and so on and so forth for all the structural relations types of the RIPC dataset. And we see that for all of them, we perform better, except for the circular permutation and repetition case, where FATCAT outperforms us slightly. But on average, we have a TM score higher of 0.09. Here are represented the TM scores obtained by Icarus using the default level of exploration that the program has against the TM scores obtained by FATCAT. And we can see that Icarus obtains much better results than FATCAT in 34 out of the 40 cases of the RIPC dataset. And for the 6 cases where FATCAT is better than Icarus, well, actually, 2 of them have a higher TM score of only 0.01, and 2 have a higher TM score of 0.02, which essentially mean that the quality of the alignments are almost equivalent. There is only one case where FATCAT is significantly better than Icarus and has a TM score of a higher TM score of 0.11. So globally, Icarus improves the TM score of 0.07 in average, but 0.09 if we exclude all the insignificant differences which are below 0.01, which is very little. We show here 2 examples. The first one is the human ubiquitin ligases, which have high conformational variability. On the right are represented the pair of proteins. And for this example, we find that that Icarus has a TM score of 0.91, while the one found by FATCAT equals 0.86. And despite the relatively low difference between the 2 TM scores, Icarus finds a clearly better superposition of the helical fragments as compared to FATCAT, especially in the regular secondary structural regions. Results on these two proteins, which are lysozymes and have circular permutation and insertions relationships. We can see that again, Icarus outperforms FATCAT and better aligns the regions of helical structures. In conclusion, Icarus, we developed Icarus, which is a method for flexible protein alignment, which consists in 2 simple steps, which is first the segmentation of the query protein into protein units, which are rigid and stable structural units. And secondly, iteratively align these protein units on the target protein. We show that Icarus is better than FATCAT for 34 out of 40 RPC protein domain pairs, with an average TM score gain of 0.09 compared to FATCAT. Icarus allows to overcome the complex evolutionary events found in the proteins of the RPC dataset, such as insertions, circular permutations, or repetitions. And globally, Icarus allows to better highlight structural similarities between proteins. I would like to thank Tatiana Galoshkina, Charlotte Perrin, and Nicolas Zimmerman for their help in investigation in this project. Thank you.
Thank you to our speakers. Please, okay, Jean-Christophe and Gabrielle, we have time for questions. We have one question. It's have you identified alignment problems due to PU bad boundaries?
Well, maybe. Well, the problem is there is some problem with the boundary, but normally we don't see this sort of problem because normally we use TM-Align as the main aligner, and it is able to align the core of the protein unit, meaning that we observe that, for example, the helix and beta sheets, all the regular secondary structure, are the main criterion for the alignment. So we don't have so many cases of boundaries. And to be precise, we exclude in the different level when we align the different protein units. We exclude the boundary of the protein unit that don't match much. So we exclude them and we just keep the core of the alignment between the protein units and the target.
Thank you. We have time for another question. Guillaume, is Icarus available for download somewhere? Is there a web server?
That's a good question. Indeed, we not actually, but we plan to. We write a publication and we will publish it maybe
very soon.
Very soon. I think we write maybe 80% of the paper, and we have other benchmark, and we will try to compare Icarus to other methods, and we accept to have a GitHub repository to have a large diffusion of the problem. And the web server, not, but maybe in the future. Not yet.
In the future, yes.
Thank you. I have time perhaps for one question. Not other question. I have one on the branch and bound algorithm. Did you think about heuristics to order PU units for exploring the tree search?
Yes, we could try an heuristic, but well, historically we just explore naively all the path of the tree, and after that, well, we start with a first heuristic, meaning that if we have close solutions in terms of TM score between two alignments in the same or in the near the first regions, we don't. The alignment is stopped. But well, another heuristic is just to think about the global TM score alignments, and we could stop the alignment if the TM score is below threshold, for example, and it's just a bad solution for the whole alignment. So we stop the progression of the. It is a more aggressive, maybe heuristic, but it is possible, I think, to use this, especially when we compare a lot of different proteins.
Okay, we have another question, but it's time to, I think that perhaps you could answer by writing the answer, because we have to...
Very quick answer. The program for a protein of a size, if you have a pair of proteins of size 100 amino acids, and you use the default parameters of the program, it will run in about 4 to 6 seconds. But if you have very big proteins, for example 500 amino acids, and you want to go deeper in the exploration of the tree, it could take up to 10 minutes if you want the most precise results. Otherwise, if you use default parameters, it could run in a minute or two.
Okay, thank you very much to our speakers.